Until we meet again, Chapter 7 is here. Written by Yatin. Dive in and feel it unfold.
Chapter 7. The Hilltop Promise. I woke up to the sunlight spilling across the wooden floor, warm and golden. For the first time in weeks, the light didn't feel harsh. It felt like an invitation. I stretched lazily, my body still heavy from sleep, but my mind strangely quiet. No racing thoughts, no voices telling me I wasn't enough. Just quiet. Sliding out of bed, I walked to the window. The hills stood in the distance, green and crowned with morning mist. Cedar Hill. Vihan had mentioned it once, almost in passing. The view from there makes you forget you are carrying anything heavy, he'd said. Maybe that's what I needed. A view big enough to remind me how small my fears really were. I decided then I would climb that hill today. Pulling out my small backpack, I packed lightly a bottle of water, my journal, and a scarf for when the wind turned sharp. My hands hovered over my phone, but I left it on the nightstand. No pings, no distractions, just me. As I opened the door to step out, something caught my eye. A small package rested on the floor. It was a brown paper lunchbox tied neatly with twine. A folded note slipped under the string. My heart did a little skip. For your victory meal, the note said in Vihan's handwriting. Simple, uncomplicated, somehow perfect. I traced the letters with my thumb before slipping the note into my journal. A smile tugged at my lips. It wasn't about him, not yet. But there was a quiet warmth in knowing someone saw me trying, even when I didn't say it out loud. I slung the backpack over my shoulders, took a deep breath, and stepped out into the crisp mountain air. The gravel crunched under my shoes as I started walking. Each step felt lighter than the last, as though I was leaving bits of my old self behind. The girl who doubted, who apologized for existing, who thought running away was weakness. Today wasn't about running away, it was about running towards something. The path was steeper than I expected. Loose pebbles shifted under my shoes and branches clawed at my sleeves as if testing how badly I wanted this. My breath came quicker with each step, but I didn't stop. Not yet. For a moment, I thought of turning back. It would be so easy to say the view didn't matter, to convince myself I didn't need this. But then I remembered all the times I'd quit on myself before. The job I loved, abandoned because someone told me I wasn't good enough. The dreams I shelved because they weren't practical. The version of me who smiled even when everything inside her was breaking. I pressed a hand to my chest and whispered, "Not this time." A gust of wind brushed my cheek, cool and bracing. I tilted my head back and let it sting my skin, as if to remind me I was alive, not existing, but truly alive. Halfway up, I stopped by a weathered rock and sat down to catch my breath. The homestay looked so small from here, a wooden speck surrounded by trees. Funny how things that felt overwhelming up close looked harmless from a distance. Maybe that's true of memories too. I stood again, knees brushing dirt, and kept climbing. The final stretch was the hardest. Jagged rocks and narrow paths winding like stubborn questions. My thighs burned, my chest heaved, but something in me refused to stop. One step at a time, I murmured the words rhythmic, almost like a prayer. And then, just as my legs threatened to give up, the trees parted. The air changed, lighter, sweeter. Sunlight spilled through in golden sheets, and beyond the last bit, I saw it. The hilltop. I took the final step and emerged into the clearing. The world opened before me, rolling hills bathed in soft light, a valley that seemed to breathe with the wind, and skies so wide they made my problems feel small. I stood there, panting, hands on my knees, my heart pounding, not from the climb, but from the strange, overwhelming sense that had arrived somewhere important, somewhere I was meant to be. The breeze felt stronger up here, almost like it was trying to sweep away the last traces of the girl I used to be. I sat cross-legged on a flat rock near the edge of the summit, hugging my journal to my chest. The valley below stretched endlessly, dotted with trees and streams that glinted like threads of silver in the late afternoon sun. It was quiet, peaceful, the kind of silence that doesn't demand words, only presence. For a long time, I didn't open my journal. I just sat there, watching the clouds drift lazily across the sky, their shadows rolling over the hills like soft waves. I could feel my heart slowing, my breaths coming deeper, steadier. I don't know if I'm healed yet, I whispered to no one in particular. The birds carried away on the wind. But I think I'm ready to try. My phone vibrated somewhere in my backpack, a faint buzz against the stillness. Part of me wanted to ignore it. Up here felt sacred, like a space untouched by notifications, alarms, or reminders of the world below. But then curiosity tugged at me. I reached for the bag, unzipped it, and pulled out my phone. One new email. Congratulations on your selection. As I opened the mail, my eyes darted across the words and my breath hitched. I had been selected for a top managerial role in one of the leading companies in the country. For a moment, I just stared at the screen, trying to let the reality sink in. The interview felt like a lifetime ago, almost like a gamble I'd taken in the middle of my chaos. I never thought I'd hear back, yet here it was, an opportunity I had once dreamed about, now reaching out to me when I least expected it. A laugh broke out of me, soft at first, then louder. Tears blurred my vision, but this time they weren't heavy. These tears were light, grateful, alive. I tilted my face to the sky, closing my eyes as the sun warmed my skin. Thank you, I whispered, voice trembling. Thank you for waiting. Slowly, I opened my journal to a blank page. The pen felt sure in my hand now, no longer hesitant. This isn't an ending. It's my beginning. I won't shrink anymore, not for fear, not for anyone's expectation. I'm enough, and from today, I live bold, live free, for me. I pressed the journal closed, holding it to my chest as if it contained not just my words but my entire journey. The wind curled around me, playful and soft, carrying my whispered promise out into the wide open sky. I promise I'll never shrink again. As the sun dipped lower, spilling golden light across the valley, I stood and took one last look at the hilltop. It didn't feel like a place I had reached. It felt like a place I had become. And with a lighter heart, I began my descent, not as the girl who had run away, but as the woman walking toward her new life. Sometimes, life surprises us in the quietest moments, when we are not chasing, not expecting, just learning to breathe again. It's in those spaces we often find the answers we were searching for all along. Maybe your hilltop isn't a place, but a promise to yourself to grow, to heal, to begin again. And when you finally take that first step, you'll realize the climb was worth it.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel.